Hey guys, Mr. Marcus here, and as you can see, we're back with the Tottenham Hotspur Master League. If you didn't already know, you know. It's sort of in the title of the video. But hey ho, so in today's episode we have two matches for you. Unfortunately couldn't get a third match in. It wouldn't really have made sense wise to have three matches in this particular episode, because this episode sort of filled with quite a lot, which actually does happen. So yeah, in this first match we played against Liverpool, and in the second match we played against Slovan Bratislava, I think away from home in the Europa League round of 32. So it was sort of like a big sort of match to have. So I sort of decided, like, well, two big matches against Liverpool, of course, against Slovan Bratislava, instead of having another third match, which would potentially end in disaster. So this particular match against Liverpool, I didn't play my strongest team. I played a relatively strong team, but not the strongest team I could have possibly played, because a lot of players were tired after the game against, oh, who the hell even was it? Manchester City. So I ended up playing against Liverpool with a relatively strong side. The first minutes of the match, I actually give the ball straight to Karim Benzema. Benzema runs past Gabriel Heinz, and I think he probably should have deserved a yellow card for that. But yeah, in the 16th minute of the match, Balotelli on the ball, literally not doing much with the ball, gets a strike away, really easy save for Hugo Lloris. And it's really weird that Lloris is like doing ridiculously good in this game, because I've been watching like quite a lot of FIFA videos recently, like a lot of the side men. And like Mini Minter, of course, he has a thing with he does not like playing with Hugo Lloris in FIFA, and I don't like it either. But yeah, I'm sort of off topic completely, as Chadley goes and scores a goal to give us a 1-0 lead against Liverpool. It's a pretty nice goal as well. Another assist for me by Karim Benzema. And not the next episode, but the episode after, I do show you the stats in the league to see like where Benzema is in terms of like stats and whatnot, because he's ridiculously high up there, by the way. I'm just saying that now. So yeah, Emre Can ends up scoring for Liverpool. It's a pretty decent goal as well. I mean, like a lot of this stuff, nothing really much happens, to be honest. As you see here in the 33rd minute of the match, El Shaarawy probably should have scored. He was playing on the right hand side for this game instead of playing on the left, as he usually does. So I couldn't actually just like finesse it as I usually do with him. But in the 35th minute of the match, Charlie on the ball plays it into Karim Benzema. Benzema just runs past like 2 or 3 players again, like they're not even there. Gets a strike away, and he pops in the back of the net. He is one of the best players I've ever played with in my Master League series, like in all of them, going all the way back to PES 13, which says quite a lot considering that I did have quite a lot of big players back in the day. So yeah, in the 40th minute of the match here, Balotelli on the ball runs past a couple of players, gives it to Daniel Sturridge. Sturridge takes a strike away, and this time Hugo Lloris again comes out with a really big save for us to basically make sure that we were not going to concede another goal before half time. Again, he gets another strike away. Well, Lallana gets a strike away, and it's another good save from Hugo Lloris at the half-time mark. So at 2-1 at half-time, pretty decent result against Tottenham so far, considering we were playing a lot of backup players. They did have a lot more in the game. 5 shots, 5 on target. We only had 3 shots, 3 of which were on target. But the game was really close, 50-50 possession. I mean, it was a really good game of football, which was quite surprising considering that it doesn't really happen much in PES. Like, either you have one team that completely dominates, or you have one team which is slightly ahead of the other player. Usually it's not like so 50-50, so even. So yeah, in the 57th minute of the match, Mignolet basically does a retarded thing, and he actually clears the ball straight into Karim Benzema, which is actually hilarious to see. And in the 73rd minute of the match, Holberg on the ball and gives it back to Kolo Touré, and Kolo Touré plays a really nice through ball through to Karim Benzema. Benzema threw on goal, probably took it a little bit too far to the right before taking a strike. Should have probably just striked it more or less the first time, and it comes to nothing. And in the 89th minute of the match, a really good defending from, I think it was no, it can't be Dyer, I think it was Ayan. And then basically from that we get an opportunity to do a nice little counter attack. Holberg on the ball plays a relatively decent ball over the top to El Shaarawy. Sako does intercept it, and it comes to nothing. And again, in the last minutes of the match here, Balotelli on the ball, Kolo Touré goes sliding into a sliding tackle, actually does get the ball, pretty decent tackle. Holberg celebrates, 2-1 to us, a really good result. As you see there, the game did just get closer and closer. They didn't actually have a shot in the second half. We only had 2 shots in the second half, one of which was on target. And from match day 23, we actually still are top of the table. We're still 11 points clear of Arsenal. We're 16 points clear of Southampton. So we're doing pretty decent in terms of that, and we're still unbeaten in the league, which is just crazy to think of considering we've only got 15 games left or whatever. So could we do an invincible season? I doubt it, but if we do, that's just crazy. So yeah, into the second and last match of this episode, and it is away to Slovan Bratislava. I think it's away to, yeah, it is. So away to Slovan Bratislava. Again, as usual, I skip out the big bit where they have the Europa League anthem, because the Europa League anthem is just terrible. It's just terrible. If I get to the final, I'll keep it in the final, but anywhere up to there, I'll just cut it out, because it's just a terrible anthem in comparison to the Champions League one. Like, it's recorded well, it's just a terrible anthem. I just don't like it as much, and I don't like listening to it as I have to talk over it, because it adds like an extra like 2 minutes to the video, and it's just not worth it. So, yeah, our team against Slovan Bratislava: Buffon, Toure, Wilson, Ayan, Shaw, Radicevic, Koke, Osman, Townsend, Ramirez, and Young Song Min. Is that his name? I completely forgot to say his name. But yeah, so we had Son up front, and he was a pretty decent player up front, and he was doing a good job. I mean, Son has done a pretty good job for us actually so far in the Europa League. I did play him a lot in the group stages until we sort of played Benzema a little bit more, and we had the opportunity to play Benzema, and we sort of were resting a lot of players. But really interesting to play against Slovan Bratislava, because a lot of their play was long ball tactically, and it was interesting because I wasn't really expecting it, and it made it a little bit more interesting because, of course, they're not really a good team, which just sort of, I like the fact that there was a little bit of a difference playing against them. As you see here in the first like 5 minutes, Buffon actually making a pretty decent save. But in the 8th minute of the match, Andros Townsend on the ball runs past this Binaj guy, and this Binaj guy completely takes him out, and I was like, oh, that's a yellow card, that's fine. Referee comes across and gives him a straight red. Now, I was really surprised with this. You don't usually see the computer get red cards, but my god, did it get a straight red card there. And yeah, it was just crazy to see that. But in the 29th minute of the match, I'm waiting for someone to make a run. Eventually, Luke Shaw appears on this right-hand side. I don't know why. And he gives it to Gaston Ramirez. And for some reason, Gaston Ramirez takes a strike. Gets a pretty decent strike. Doesn't really come to anything. And in the last, to get an opportunity, in the last minutes of the match, in the last minutes of the first half, Son gets past the player, runs past about 2 or 3 players. This time just don't bother to even close him down, and he pops in the back of the net to give us a 1-0 lead going just before the half time. So a pretty decent result at the half time mark, and I mean, it was as you'd expect, to be honest, considering that they hadn't really done much and they were down to 10 men as well. So I was sort of taking it a little bit easy, a little bit lackadaisical, because I knew that I was sort of going to win the game, because, you know, down to 10 men I could sort of just take my time going forward, because there wasn't really too much pressure. And of course, 1-0 at half time, really can't complain. As you see here from the stats, they did have 4 shots to on target, and I had 4 shots, 3 on target. Possession wise, I was only doing better because I had more men. But really, other than that, the game was really quite close between the two sides, which is a bit surprising, to be honest, because, you know, that's it. But at basically the game, the second half wasn't particularly entertaining. Nothing really happened. As you see here, the game ends 1-0 to us. I sort of didn't really dominate on my 10 with my man advantage. As you see, we only had 1 shot in the second, 1 shot in the second half. We got more possession. Son got man of the match because he scored the goal. And from the other results, I really can't be bothered reading any of them. But Liverpool won, Alkmaar won, Southampton won, and Napoli won. So yeah, if you have enjoyed this video, subscribe to my channel for more, and catch you later.